Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Yaakov out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one, of course, being, another edition of the Judgement Report, coming at you on January 15th, 2024. The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. And hey, man, we got a wild one today. All right, we got a wild one today. So we're just gonna jump right into it. I'm not sure how long this one's gonna last. We got quite a few scriptures, quite a few little articles. There's more I could have got as far as articles, but I figured 4 was good because the other ones were a lot of similar stuff and and on lesser scale. So we're gonna jump right into it. All right, the first one. Well, before we even get into an article, we're gonna grab Isaiah 45:7. This is Isaiah 45:7. It reads, "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." Okay, I'm going to actually even read up from 6. It says this is Isaiah 45:6. It says that they may know from the rising sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Very heavy, all right? And that's one of those things that those Christians just don't, they don't care to, ever talk about or go in on. A lot of these Christians think that it's just Satan that's doing all this wickedness. But it tells you, that, the Lord is the one who's doing these things. And even more so, know God with me. It's Deuteronomy 32:39. It says, "See now that I, even I, am He, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand." And we used that one yesterday, talking about how the Lord heals. All right, we're using it in this case in the Judgment Report, talking about, the Lord is the one who kills, and there's no God with Him. All right, He does it by Himself. All right, He doesn't. It's not Satan sneaking around, and jumping through a crack in a wall somewhere and saying, "Gotcha, Lord." There's no gotchas with the Lord, all right? The Lord knows all things, all right? He's an extremely intelligent being, the most intelligent being. You're not going to pull a gotcha or a ha-ha on the Lord because He knows what's going on, okay? Satan would never be able to pull one over on the Lord, all right? Because the Lord knows where Satan is at all given times and what he's doing at all given times. The same with us, okay? So you're not going to pull a gotcha on the Lord. And that's what these Christians, basically put out there. They basically, they try to, they make the Lord out to, to be something He's not. They try to make Him lesser than. All right, and that's wicked in general just to do. Okay, the only, think about it. You're a power, and you couldn't even keep control on, and that's just blasphemous what they do. That's blasphemous, really, at the end of the day. Saying that there's a God and He can't even keep control on what's going on in His world. What kind of? And here you are. You call yourself a Christian. You call yourself a God-loving person, and you're over here throwing dirt on the Lord's name. He knows what all is going down at any given time. All right, Satan's never going to be able to pull one over on him. And first of all, Satan works for the Lord. Okay, as is exemplified with the story of Job. Okay, so these Christians just don't get it, man. Okay, and that's really, that could be a topic for another day. All right, talking about, how Satan works for the Lord. We've talked about it before, but, everybody knows the story of Job. Okay, and the Lord said what? He said, "Has thou considered my servant Job?" Isn't that not the Lord speaking with Satan, saying, "Hey, go and try him"? All right, and He said He's in the power of your hands, but, don't kill him, basically, roughly paraphrasing. He said, but, He's in the power of your hands, but, save his life or something like that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see here. Well, we'll start from 6. I guess we're gonna do this as well. This wasn't in the plan, but hey, you don't make plans with the Lord, right? You just do what's done, and it's on the Spirit. It's the Spirit is on me to do this. So showing you that Satan works for the Lord. Job 1:6. Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. Why? Because Satan is one of the sons of the Lord. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Where are you coming from, right? Then Satan answered and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down it. He said, oh, walking around, here and there. And then in the Lord, this is verse 8, it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and escheweth evil. Have you thought about my servant Job? He's great. He's a very, very, upright man, a righteous man. And it says verse 9, then Satan answered the Lord and said, doth Job fear Yahweh for naught? Has not thou made a hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side, that thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance and his substance is increased in thy land. So Satan's basically saying, yeah, Lord, but look, you gave him a house, you gave him all these different things, a big family, everything he puts his hand into, everything's just great for him. He's having a great life. Verse 11, Satan speaking, saying, but put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. Take those things away, and he'll curse you, Lord. What does the Lord say? Verse 12, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. Okay? So there you go. Basically, just don't kill him, but, do what you do. And hey, and we if you know the story of Job, all right, he ended up getting, 10 times that, everything back and more after he went through that. So, the Satan, and that was the case of, trial, all right, for a righteous man, which, we can go through, all right, because we're pursuing righteousness, okay? We're attempting as the best of our ability to pursue righteousness. We'll go through those trials and tribulations, right? But in this case, with these people, they're not going through trials and tribulations. This is the judgment of the Lord, all right, that can happen through Satan, going and getting them. But who does Satan work for? As we just got Job. Who does Satan work for? He works for the Lord. So regardless, the Lord was the one who did it. He just sent one of his men out to do it, okay? So Deuteronomy 32 and 39, once again, see now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Okay, and you're making Satan out to be some type of godlike being, and that's just not the case. He's basically the Lord's hitman, one of them. And he has spirits of vengeance that do the same thing. The Lord, you got to realize, he's the big boss at the end of the day, man. You're gonna have people that work for you, okay? And you're still the one that called that out. Just like I'm not gonna even make that reference. But, so continuing on, Isaiah 45 and 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Okay, so that shows you. And, when you have a chain of command, you have things like managers. The managers do what? They might not necessarily do the job that needed to be done, but they employ someone to do it. They say, hey, it's your job to go and do that. And guess what? It's still that manager. The manager is the one technically who implemented it and got it started. He just said, basically to one of his, his lessers, hey, you're going to go and do this. I'm commanding you, and you have to do it because he's the manager, right? That's how it was. When the manager tells you to do something, you got to do it, unfortunately, right? So it's the same way with the Lord. When the Lord tells you to do something, if you're Satan, guess what? You're going to have to go and do it. Or if you're one of these, spirits of vengeance, all right, hey, go hop on that person, all right? And that's what happens, man. But a lot of people just don't understand that. A lot of Christians just don't understand it. So we're gonna go and grab our first. Well, actually, you know what? I wanted to go and grab Isaiah 45:7 in the Good News Translation. It reads, "I create both light and darkness. I bring both blessing and disaster. I, the Lord, do all these things." Boom. There you go. So that was in the Good News Translation. So we're gonna go on to the first article. And this was wild, man. So this is from Al Jazeera. I'm not sure exactly what site this is all about. I've seen it a couple times, but this is torrential rain leaves at least 11 dead in Brazil. And you see, that's a lot of rain, and there's probably more than that. It says the rains flooded streets, the capital city metro line, and people's homes, bringing down trees and causing landslides. And then it says torrential rains that turned avenues into rivers have killed at least 11 people in Brazil. The storm hit northern parts of Rio de Janeiro particularly hard. I probably butchered that. It says the fire department said on Sunday, people in the area died in landslides, drownings, and electrocutions. Firefighters were still searching for a woman who went missing after her car fell into a river as of Sunday evening. It was yesterday, I believe. It says water from the storm reached the roofs of cars on some stretches of Avenida de Brazil, a major thoroughfare in the city. Mayor Eduardo Paes, or something like that, decreed the situation an emergency and declared people to stay at home for their own safety and avoid disrupting rescue and recovery efforts. A dozen bus lines shut down and several metro stations were closed because of water on the tracks. Some parts of the city received a month's worth of the unusual level of rain in January in just 24 hours. A report from the firefighters showed that they had responded to 200 storm-related events. And Asari, one of the worst affected neighborhoods, waters flooded the basement offices of the Ronaldo Gazzola Municipal Hospital, and businesses were hit hard. It says, I arrived at work and everything was flooded. Every year the same thing happens when it rains hard here. It turns into a pool, a lagoon, said Alexander Gomez. Or, that's a weird way. It's usually spent with a Z. Alright. Says trying to remove water from the store where she works. National agency that monitors natural disasters says there's a high risk of landslides in 8 towns. There was a high risk of landslides, in 8 towns in the surrounding Rio de Janeiro state. So you can see this. It doesn't look too bad at the time, but imagine down if those are wherever these places are with basements, it's bad there. We're not going to really read too much. I think that's the end of it. We'll just look at some pictures here. You can see it. That's wild, man. You can see it here. Couches and beds and all sorts of stuff. So their houses were fucked in the inside too. Look at all this. I guess this is a landslide. Man walks on the debris of a collapsed house in Pedreira. Look at that, man. Look at all that. Those are the flooded streets. There you go. That's okay. That is pretty bad. Look at that car. People out there just, Yup. Jake. It's Jake, man. Look, this is in a house. Man, imagine if that was in your house, man. You wouldn't want that shit in your house. I guess that's full circle. We got through all the pictures, but yeah, man. It's wild. Look at that. And that might not be too high up for you, but man, if you have basements in here, that basement's flooded, man. All right, and this is fucked. All that wood's, you're done, man. Your house is through. So hey, man, that's judgment, and they're Jakes over there, man, in Brazil, are Brazilians. So this is Isaiah 28:2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. So the Lord controls all these things as well. Water, all right, earthquakes. Don't want to give that away too quick. Water, earthquakes, rain, storms, hails. Hail was one of the things that plagued the Egyptians. What else do you got? Everything, man. Everything that you can think of comes from the Lord, as far as is mostly just about everything. When you got what do they call them? Hurricanes? That's the one. Hurricanes. tornadoes, hail, snow, water, all those things. It all comes from the Lord. Tsunamis, all those things. The Lord controls those things, man. And this one's very telling. This one's very telling for the Slovakia. This one's very telling for the Israelites, because we got right here. This is Psalms 83 and 15. And bear with me. Bear with me just one moment. Alright, slack you for that. But Psalms 83 and 15 through 16, verse 15, it's very telling for because these are Israelites over there in Brazil. It says, verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. Why? Verse 16, fill their faces with shame that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Okay, and you see this happen a lot with these jakes, man, and the Lord's doing this because you have not turned back to the Lord. You're still doing wickedness, and as you're doing wickedness, you will get judgment. You will be destroyed, man. You will be destroyed. The Lord's not playing around. He's not messing around. Okay? We're going to get that more, down here with Amos 3 and 6 and Proverbs 1 and 24 through 27. A little bit in Psalms 9 and 16, because we got some more stuff going down. That's what we're going to close out with. But yeah, these Israelites, man, hey, it is especially dangerous to be messing around as an Israelite because the Lord will mess you up. Okay? So we're going to go and get this. Check this out. So here's his face right here. This guy, he's a very familiar face. Apparently he only did stuff with like soap operas, but this is a very familiar face. He was also in Adam Sandler's movie Grown Ups. I guess he was supposed to be the quote unquote hot guy in the pool. I guess that was his whole job. I haven't seen that movie in a long time, so I don't remember it. I don't remember that scene. I don't remember anything about that movie, other than I think they were like at a cabin one time. I think that might have been Grown Ups 2. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. But he's one of those guys. If you look at him, he has a familiar face. I've seen him in the news and media and in movies and stuff before. But he's dead now. All right, check it out. And listen here, because it's more than just this. It says, All My Children actor Alec Musser dead at 50. Fiance suspects, contributed. Musser had been suffering from a severe case of what. Now, that's not the point. We know what it is. Down here, you'll see. Check it out. Actor Alec Musser, famous for his roles in All My Children and Grown Ups, passed away on Saturday. Fox News Digital can confirm. He was 50 years old. Listen here. His fiancée, Paige Press, says Musser was suffering from a severe case of and believes he died from the illness. He was both whatted and boosted. She says he died in their home in Del Mar, California. Press confirmed that an autopsy would be conducted. I don't care what they say if they end up saying it wasn't vid. I don't care what they say. All you need to know was this little part right here, all right, that I have highlighted. He was both whatted and boosted. It's all you need to know. All you need to know. All you need to know. That's it. That's all. He was a very healthy person. Let's read what they said. He was a very healthy person. All right, and bear with me just one moment. Slack you for that. We're back. Had a family member call. So, back on track. We were at, where were we here? We were here. So, it says, we're going to read a little bit of what they say. It says, he was a very healthy person. He took exceptional care of his body and what went into it. He'd eat some cookies, and that was the worst thing I ever saw him do. Well, you know what it was, man. You know what it was. So, and they can do whatever they want, all right? If they do whatever they do, if they do the little takedown-aroo, we'll just upload it somewhere else. Okay? We're just reading an article. That's all we're fucking doing, YouTube. All right? We're reading an article. If it can be on Fox, all right, and I can go over and go over here and go over here, and I can type in right here, Fox News, and I can boom right there. If it can be up on here and they can talk about it, then I can fucking talk about it too. All right? So quit with that fucking oppressive bullshit, man, because we know what you're doing, man. You just don't want the truth to come out. You don't want the truth to come out. That's what it is. Because YouTube's ran by a bunch of fucking Edomites. That's why. All right, so continuing on. Where were we? So, you know, we basically got that. And it says there's going to be an autopsy conducted. And they'll probably, you know, they're going to come out and say something. It says, let's see. He was a good dog dad. You know, all that stuff. And, I guess here he was. Looked healthy. The hiking and stuff. Let's see. See what people say. Now, I'm not going to read it, but you can go ahead and read it. I'll leave it up on screen. You can pause it. There you go. What else do we get? Let's see. Go ahead and read that one as well. I'm not going to read it. They don't allow us to read it, but you can see it on the screen. There you go. And you know, it's we've talked about it. We've been talked about it, man. And that's why Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. So going to get it. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And that's what happens. You went and trusted the enemy. Boom, bam. Well, not him, because he is the enemy. Of course he's going to trust, Esau, because he's Esau. Okay, they're going to trust themselves. Okay, but that's why you as a Jake, they tell you, oh, it's just fine. It's just a little, we're just going to put this little thing in you. It's fine. We're here in Tuskegee, and everything's going to be fine. Yeah, sure. And that's and they do that shit, and you go down there and you trust in all the things that they say, all in their lies. All right, and guess what? Now you're fucked up, man. Now you're fucked up. Not this guy, because of course he was already an Edomite. Of course he was gonna do it. And with all these actors, they make them get it. All right, so wild. But anyway, man, we're gonna get I think this one's in the wrong order. Yeah, it's in the wrong order. We'll get it anyway. This is Proverbs 13 and 13. It says, whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. And that's going for, all you Jakes, man. All you Jakes. And, even the people, even these Edomites, because they inherently despise the word. They inherently hate Yahweh Shemiah Shai. So they're going to be destroyed regardless. All the Edomites will be destroyed. All right, save the few that are gonna go be the Edomites will die on this side for the most part. Save a few that are gonna be like the first fruits of slavery. All right, they're gonna be the first slaves. All right, and all the other Edomites are gonna be reborn in the kingdom. All right, to suffer their part. All the ones that died on this side, burn up, and all the trials and not trials, but tribulations and woes and miseries, and World War III, all those that died in there, they're going to be reborn in the kingdom to go through their slavery. You're not just getting out of it that easy. All right, you're not getting it out of that easy. You're going to be reborn. You're going to have to go through the slavery, man. You're going to have to be you're going to be, hey man, it's not going to be good for you, Esau. It's not going to be good for you, because you're a wicked person, man. You're a wicked person. Okay. So, and you Jakes that despise the word, you're going to be destroyed as well. Okay? You're going to be destroyed as well. All right, and of course, you'll be reborn in the kingdom as well, and you'll actually have a portion of the reward. You're not going to be in slavery because you're an Israelite. Okay? You'll be, feeling shameful for a time being because you were 2/3 and you were doing wickedness. All right, and you had to perish in Babylon the Great. All right, and on top of that, there'll be a time and season in while you're in the kingdom where you're going to feel very shamed. All right, very shameful. All right, for what you did. Okay, because you died over some black and milds and a piece of pork. All right, that's a dumb reason to die. So Proverbs 13:13, whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. Okay, so there you go. Which one would you rather do? Do you want to despise the word and be destroyed, or do you want to fear the commandment and be rewarded? Which one, Jake? Which one? You want to despise the word and be destroyed, right? That's what you want to do. It's evident by your actions, man. It's evident by your actions, man. And look, man, these people, and I'll go and show you. If you look up just dead, all right, and you go to news, man, and you'll just see, Salakia. You'll see just like a bunch of stuff, man. We'll just read a couple. We're not going to go all the way in the articles. We got, let's see. It says police ID victims in Elroy hot air balloon crash that left 4 dead and 1 hurt. 5 dead in a single car crash. We got man found dead outside Urbandale convenience store. Second woman found dead inside of a local firefighter's home. 2 families want answers. 2 teens dead after a stolen car rolls over mid police chase. We got one dead and 3-car crash on I-95. What else do we got? We got that guy, of course. A woman dead after shooting in South Phoenix. Man and 2 children found dead in northeastern Colorado home, murder-suicide. What else do we got? 2 Navy SEALs probably dead, but training gives a chance. Experts, I'm guessing it says experts say. Terror attack in Israel leaves 1 dead. 1 dead in Jacksonville, Jackson building fire. I said Jacksonville, but Jackson building fire. What else do we got? Woman dead following Phoenix shooting. I'm guessing that's what it was. Let's see. 4 dead in Arizona. Yeah, we already read that one. Man dead from self-inflicted gunshot at Sherman Casey General Store. Man dead after crash on Indy's Southwest side. Father shot dead on New York City subway trying to break up a dispute. Always wanted peace, grieving family says. That's why you don't trust people. The love of many is waxing cold, man. The love of many is waxing cold. Let's get that one. This is Matthew 24:12. Now, this is one of the things that Yahushua told his disciples when they were asking, what shall be the sign of thy coming, right? And one of the things that was in this, all right, he taught, 9, verse 9, 10, 11, 12, right? And so on and so forth. All right, talk about, the signs of the times. Okay, what shall be the signs of the times and, the signs of your return, basically, right? So, and we can prove that. We'll actually go and get it. It says right here, it says, and as he sat upon the Mount Olives, this is Matthew chapter 24:3, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? So they asked him those signs, and going down, those are the signs. So verse 12, one of those signs is what? Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound. And what is iniquity? Iniquity is sin upon sin. If you go and look it up, it'll tell you the wrong definition, but the right definition at the same time.
Iniquity.
All right, immoral or grossly unfair behavior, wickedness, immorality, evil, sin, right? But it's more than that. It's sin upon sin upon sin. It's sin stacked, right? So going back to Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, and we'll actually read the 13 because it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And then we'll actually get 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's happening right now, all right? Many brothers out there making lessons. Look at all these brothers with new lessons. Look, new lesson, new lesson, new lesson, new lesson, new lesson, all right? New lesson, new lesson, new lesson, new lesson, right? New lesson, new lesson, new lesson, new lesson, new lesson. That's what these blue dots mean, man. That means there's a new video that I haven't seen yet. Look at all these dots, man. Look at all those dots. Okay? So, boom, bam, man. And Street Teacher just got done being live just a minute ago. Not too long ago. And is live, right here, streamed 1 hour ago. All you confused ass Israelites are on your own. 1 day ago. Look. All these videos are going, oh, just as we talked about it. Look. Elders in Transit, right there. Boom. Look, a premiere going live. Right there. Apostle Tahar. All right. Look. And that one's called, This Is Why You Clown-Ass Christians Keep Taking L's. All right? So, boom, bam. There you go, man. That's probably what's telling me that it just happened. Yeah, 8 minutes ago. All right? And bear with me. I'm going to grab a drink. Something stuck in my tooth. All right. Well, we tried. So you see all the judgment going out, man, and I know the love of many is waxing cold. All right, and this gospel's going out. Hey, man, it's clear we're at the end times, man. It's clear at the end times. We can get another scripture. Yep, there it is. It's the second address, 2 and 9. We'll actually get 1. Second address, 9 and 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then, those signs that was told to us before, then what? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. How is he going to visit? With handshakes and hugs? No. He's going to visit well, let's see. Therefore, this is the verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, the end is manifest. What does manifest mean? It's on its way. It's coming. Okay, manifest means what?
Manifest.
Clear or obvious. All right, it's obvious. It's evident. It's on the way, man. It's on the way. The end is evident. You can't look around and tell you we're in the end days. Well, then you must got a small ass brain. Okay, so continuing on. We're gonna go over here, and this shit was wild. This is CBS Colorado. Man and children, 3 and 7, dead in apparent murder-suicide in small Colorado town. Says a man and 2 children were found dead Saturday at a home in a small Colorado town after law enforcement was asked to check on the people inside the residence. It says deputies from the Routt County Sheriff's Office conducted a welfare check in the 2100 block of 4th Avenue. Bear with me. Oh, cough's wild. Let me grab a cough drop here. All right. Jeez. I'll grab a drink. All right. Slack you. Try it again. Deputies from the Routt County Sheriff's Office conducted a welfare check in the 2100 block of 4th Avenue. Those deputies made entry into the home according to a press release from the sheriff's office. The press release does not say if the deputies were allowed in by someone inside the home or forced their way in. Once inside, those deputies found 45-year-old Jake Hill, and 2 children, ages 3 and 7, dead. It says preliminary investigation suggests that the incident was a murder-suicide. According to the sheriff's office, no suspects are said to be at large, and there is no known danger to the community. Phippsburg has a population of 234, according to a 2020 census. It says, online court shows that Hill was in the midst of a child custody case filed by a couple in Delta County last October. Routt County Under Sheriff Joshua Carell concluded the press release by stating our condolences to all those affected by this tragedy. So there you go, man. That's wild, and you're seeing more and more of those, murder suicides. They're happening all the time. There's another one in the news that we just read. More and more, man. Just more and more and more and more and more. And hey, man, it's wild out there. Okay, and these people, those kids aren't exempt. Okay, those kids aren't exempt. They could have been wicked in their past lives, or this life. We don't know those kids. You say, oh, kids are innocent. Kids are not innocent, man. They're not 100% innocent. No, because you. What about your past life? What if in your past life you were a tyrant, man? You were going around chopping heads off. The Lord can repay you in this life for those actions, man. Like, oh, he's just a child. He didn't do anything wrong. Maybe not in this life, as far as you can see. All right, but you got to realize, just not being in this truth is enough of a way to be put to death. Okay, if you don't like that, you don't like that. All right, you really a lot of you people just hate the Lord. All right, most of you people just hate the Lord. Okay, so you try to make excuses and everything. You just hate the Lord. And I have this Edomite lady in my quote unquote family. She's not family. She's just married to one of my uncles. She said that if God exists, that he must be, an A word. All right, I'm not gonna say the full line because I don't even want to. Even if God's not the name, all right, because he kills babies and stuff. That's because and wicked people. Let's go and get that. Proverbs 28:5, and this goes for women as well. It says, evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. You don't understand these things. You don't understand why kids are, they're babies. You don't understand all these things because you're evil. So how can you understand judgment? You don't read the Bible. You don't understand what it talks about. Okay? And if you actually knew what the Bible talked about, you would hate it even more than you already do. Because you really hate the Lord. Okay? And you only hate as much as you know, because you don't know that much. If you really knew the whole truth of the Bible, you'd hate it even more than you do when you found out that when you find out that the Lord's an actual so-called black man, and the son's a so-called black man, and that they hate Edomites, so-called white people, and that the only people who are going to be saved are going to be so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You'd really hate it more than you already hate it. You really would. All right. In Psalms 9:16 says, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgion Selah. All these people were not innocent. All right? They were not innocent. This is Psalms 9:16 in the Good News Translation. It says, the Lord has revealed himself by his righteous judgments. They are righteous judgments. Okay? And the wicked are trapped by their own deeds. There you go. We were going to grab a scripture. It just came to mind. I think I already forgot it. I just mentioned it. Or I mentioned something along those lines. It was, oh man, what was it? It's lucky the dog's, barking in the dream. So, I can't remember what we were going to touch on, but, something about the wicked. But, well, we'll continue on. So this is Amos 3:6. I really wish I could remember what that, scripture was, but I can't stop the video and rewind it. This is Amos 3:6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and the Lord hath not done it? Okay, the Lord's the one who does all these things. Actually, we got to go get 7. It says, surely the Lord will do nothing, but he that revealeth his secret, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. Let me start over. Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And call all Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. I remembered what we were going to get. This is Job 4:7. Right? Oh, they were innocent. They were innocent. This person was innocent. They were just, 2 little innocent children. They were innocent. This is Job 4:7. Give me a minute. The dog's making those noises again. Alright. Freaks out and just starts barking in his dreams. It's fine. when I'm not making a lesson. All right, so Job 4:7 says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Continuing on, it says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. And that's what you were doing. You were plowing iniquity and sowing wickedness. Plowing iniquity, sowing wickedness. Plowing iniquity, sowing wickedness. And that's the thing. No one ever wants to pay the piper, man. They're completely fine with, planting the seeds of wickedness. But when it comes time for harvest, no one ever wants to go through it. No one ever wants to go through it. They want to do the wickedness and they want to get away with it scot-free. That's not how it works, man. Verse 9, by the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. So you don't just get away with it. You don't just get away with it scot-free. You don't just get to do whatever you want and just get away with it. That's not how it works, man. You got to pay the piper, man. You got to pay the piper. And if you don't repent, hey, the Lord's going to take you out, man. The Lord is going to take you out. And I think I'm just going to freestyle some scriptures through this last one, because I'm running out. Only got one more. So check this one out. Yo Gotti's brother, Big Juke, killed in shooting outside Memphis restaurant. Police confirm. There you go. Maybe not be a rapper, but maybe he was a rapper. He was a rapper. Who would have guessed? I guess with the name Big Juke. So it says, Memphis, Tennessee, at least 5 police sources have confirmed to Fox 13 that Memphis rapper Yo Gotti's brother, Anthony Big Juke Mims, was killed in a shooting outside a Memphis restaurant on Saturday afternoon. There he is.
According to the Memphis police...
Let's go ahead and play it.
Get you back to that story we told you about off the top of the bar.
Of course, we're using this as fair use. We are allowed to use this, all right?
Past a deadly shooting in Hickory Hill with connections to Memphis rapper Yo Gotti. Fox 13's Lakia Scott joins us live tonight from St. Francis Hospital. That's where the victims were taken. Lakia, what were you able to find out? Good evening to you.
Good evening, Daniel. Well, at least 5 police sources have confirmed with Fox 13 that the person killed is Anthony Mims, also known as Big Juke. Now, Big Juke is the brother of rapper Yo Gotti. Now, we were at that scene earlier tonight. Police say 2 men were shot outside Perion's restaurant and event center around 4:15. Now, that's on Winchester near Kirby. According to the Memphis Police Department, the victim was inside a vehicle at the time and was brought here to St. Francis Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. Now, I'm also learning there was a second person who was shot and was also taken to the hospital. It has not been confirmed who the second person is, but we do know it is a man, and he was airlifted to Regional 1 in critical condition. Now, the Memphis Police Department spoke with us today in a press conference. Let's listen.
Right now, we do have video that we're analyzing, but we don't have a clear suspect identified at this time. But we know that a weapon was used, a firearm was used in this incident.
And that's all we need. That's all we need. So who knows? I doubt it was Yo Gotti that was also with. It could have been. It could have been, So who knows? Who knows? We'll have to keep in on that. Is Yo Gotti alive? I guess we'll have to. That was 20 hours ago. I guess we'll have to just keep updated on that. It was on Sunday, the 14th. So that was just yesterday. Who knows? Maybe it was Yo Gotti with him. Probably not. Maybe. Who knows? But they won't reveal who the other guy was. So who knows? But hey, man, that's Jake. That's Jake. So we're going to go and grab a freeform scripture, all right, that I didn't have. We're going to get, let's see. We got that lined up. We should get, that's a good one, man. Job 19:29. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment. And there is, man. There is, all right? And these things like this, these things should scare you, okay? These things should scare you, or especially if you're not doing what's right, man. Especially if you're not doing what's right. So, what else do we got? We got 2 Esdras 15 and 24. All right, it says, I don't think we got this one. No. 2 Esdras 15:24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments, saith the Lord. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them into death, unto death and destruction. All All right, and when the time's coming happen, here's what's going to happen to you. 2nd Esdras 15:27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Why? Because you weren't keeping his commandments. You were doing wickedness. You were being evil. All right, and you wanted to be evil. You wanted to be evil. You wanted to be evil. But when the time came for the payment for all the evil that you've done. All right, you've done this many hours of wickedness. All right, this is gonna be the price. I don't want to pay the price. No. Well, you got to pay the piper, man. But Jake never, no accountability. They don't want to. They don't want to. So, where else do we want to get? Let's get, yeah, well, that's the one we should have got. This is, Ecclesiasticus 39 and 24. That whole, the whole, hey, spirits of vengeance out there, man. Ecclesiasticus 39 and 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes in the time of destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Who made the spirits? The Father. All right. So, and they were created. What are these spirits created for? Vengeance, death, destruction. Right? Terrible things. All right. Going on. Verse 39 and 29. All right. Well, verse 29. All right. From Ecclesiasticus 39. Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, the modern sword would be the gun, punishing the wicked to destruction. There you go. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So there you go. Did we get 2nd Esdras? We didn't get 2nd Esdras. 2nd Esdras 7 and 20. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of Yahweh that is set before them. Verse 21. For Yahweh have given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment. You Jakes have been told, and you got prophets out there to tell you these things. Verse 22. Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways. But his law have they despised, and denied his covenants. In his statutes they have not been faithful, and have not performed his works. Okay, so that's all we're gonna get as far as free form scriptures, because we pretty much got the most of them. All right, but hey, man, these wicked people, man, they're never gonna learn. They're just gonna keep on dying because hey, they're not doing what the Lord wanted them to do. All right, they're sinning against the Lord. All right, eating pork and all sorts of abominations and doing all sorts of abominations. All right, and they're acting like fools. All right, so hey, and then these Edomites, the Lord hates them. All right, and these other nations he's not dealing with. All right, so they're going to get punished for their wickedness as well. So this is Proverbs 1 and 24 through 27, starting with verse 24. Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. Okay, the Lord has prophets out here, or tons of them, and they're on the highways and byways all across YouTube. Well, I don't go outside my house. I'll stay inside. Cool. Well, you're on YouTube at least. You're gonna find it some way. You're gonna stumble across it. You might see something on an Instagram reel. You might see something on something. You're gonna see it somewhere. You didn't hear about the whole Kanye and Kyrie thing? You didn't hear about it anywhere? You're telling me you never heard about it? You didn't hear about it when Kanye did it? You didn't hear about it when Kyrie talked about it? You didn't hear about it on YouTube? You never walked by a camp? You never had any of those things? None of those things? You're saying that's never happened to you? Ever? It's hard to believe. Especially hard to believe with the whole Kyrie and Kanye thing, because that blew up so much that everybody heard about it. All right, white people were stopping by the brothers' camps. All right, you could see it in the videos from those times. All right, they were curious because they knew what it was. And you're saying you, Jake, the one that keeps up with basketball, the ones that keep up with rap, you didn't know? Bullshit. Okay? The Lord has stretched out his hand. You slapped it away, man. And even if you could, have second, third, fourth chances, you'd never take them, man. You would never take them. Proverbs 1:24 through 27. Verse 24, because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught. Naught means nothing. You have set at naught all my counsel. You basically took my counsel for nothing, right? And would none of my reproof. Verse 26, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel, they despised my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. Continuing on, verse 32, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil. Boom, bam. That's been the Judgment Report, for January 15th, 2024. Hey, man, it's no time to be playing games. Repent while you still can, man. Repent. That we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles, that great millstone that taught me the truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.